So this evening kind of reminded me about my job. I work in event sales, which this is a interesting time to be working in event sales, but it always leads me to interesting conversations, which I appreciate the most about my job. But I remember one time when I was working in a hotel in Florida, somebody asked me for their dinner if we could pipe their mashed potatoes. I had to put them on hold, go ask my boss what piping mashed potatoes was. And then when I realized it was making a pretty little design out of mashed potatoes, I went back and said, no, we will not be piping your mashed potatoes at the residence in Tallahassee. I had another person, kind of the way hotel sales works is the sales manager sells it and then they pass it off to the operations team. I'm from New Jersey. I've not been known to be a likable, lovable person. But this one person, when I was passing her off to the operations team, started freaking out and saying, this is a bait and switch. And I was like, am I the bait in this scenario? I've never been so attached to in my entire life, even by my own family. I think they call me different names most of the time. So I had another person recently, pre-pandemic, try to haggle with me like I was a used car salesman. And we're walking the space, and she's really trying not to get charged. And I was like, well, then why do you think that I'm here? If it was just free space that you could do whatever you wanted in, then there would be no point in me being here. So she kept trying to use every tactic she could possibly think of. And her last go-to effort was, well, if I don't use tablecloths, is it really an event anyway? And I was like, yes, it still 100% is. Absolutely. And then I was like, if you have any more serious questions, please let me know. But if not, I'll happily follow up with you later about your event without tablecloths. I think my last favorite story that I can think of off the top of my head was my assistant was talking to a customer who had walked in asking a couple questions, and he was giving her a hard time, and she knew that my personality is a little bit more coarse to deal with, so of course she tried to send me out there, and she's like, he's just giving me a hard time, can you go talk to him? And I said, yes, absolutely. So I walk out, and the person, the man, I'm going to say man for a reason, but he was very arrogant, and so I walk out, and he's like, I want to talk to the boss, and I was like, I am the boss, how can I help you? And it wasn't true, I'm not the boss, but he didn't need to know that. At that moment, I was the head honcho. In reality, I had no control over most things, professionally or personally.